In a small fishing village along the Swahili coast, life revolved around the ocean. The villagers depended on its bounty, but for the past 3 years, their nets had returned empty. Crops withered, storms destroyed homes, and hunger plagued the people. Some whispered that the village had been cursed by the ocean goddess Maji Nyota for polluting her waters and taking more fish than they needed. To appease her, the villagers left offerings by the shore every Christmas, hoping for forgiveness. But none were enough to lift the curse. On Christmas Eve, a young girl named Amani, the daughter of a fisherman, walked to the shore. She carried the last loaf of bread from her family's kitchen. Despite her hunger, she placed it gently on the rocks and whispered a prayer. "Please, Maji Nyota, have mercy on our village." As she turned to leave, a soft melodic voice stopped her. "Child, why do you offer your last meal?" Amani turned to see a beautiful mermaid with shimmering scales the colour of moonlight. Her hair cascaded like seaweed, and her eyes sparkled like stars. "I offer it because my family is suffering," Amani said. "If the ocean is kind again, we can all eat together." The mermaid, moved by Amani's selflessness, explained that Maji Nyota would lift the curse only if the village performed an act of collective sacrifice to heal the ocean. The mermaid instructed Amani to gather the villagers and explain that they must clean the polluted shores and return to the ocean, a gift greater than they had taken. If they failed, the village would continue to suffer. Amani ran back to the village and told the elders what she had seen. At first, the villagers were skeptical. Some accused her of lying, while others argued they had nothing left to give. But Amani's earnestness convinced a few to act. "We must try," she urged. "It's our only hope." That night, the villagers, led by Amani, worked together to clean the shore. They collected nets, bottles, and debris that had choked the coastline. For the first time in years, they united, forgetting their hunger and anger. When the shore was clean, they gathered their most precious items, family heirlooms, woven baskets, and jewellery, and placed them in a large wooden chest. They carried the chest to the ocean's edge and pushed it into the waves, reciting a prayer for forgiveness. The mermaid appeared again, smiling as she watched their efforts. "You have taken the first step," she said. "But one more gift is needed, a sacrifice that shows true love for the ocean." The villagers looked at one another, unsure of what more they could give. Amani, remembering her family's suffering, stepped forward. "Take me," she said. "Let me live in the ocean and serve Maji Nyota as a sign of our gratitude." The villagers gasped, but the mermaid shook her head. "It is not your life I seek, child, but your courage has taught your people what love for the ocean truly means." The mermaid sang a haunting song, and the waters around the village began to glow. Fish leapt from the waves, the skies cleared, and the land seemed to breathe with new life. The curse was lifted. The next morning, the villagers awoke to find their nets overflowing with fish, and their crops revived. They celebrated with a grand feast, sharing their blessings with one another. The chest they had offered to the ocean washed ashore, filled not with their gifts but with treasures from the sea, pearls, coral, and gold. Amani became a symbol of hope and unity in the village, and every Christmas after that, the villagers gathered to honour the ocean with love and respect, never taking more than they needed. The story of the mermaid's Christmas offering teaches the importance of respecting nature and living in harmony with it. It reminds us that true wealth lies in unity, compassion, and gratitude for the gifts of the earth and sea.